We're here today with Matt Paxton. You might remember him from his 15 years on the TV show Hoarders. Right now he's on a new show called Filthy Fortunes, Sunday nights on the Discovery Channel. Matt, how you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for joining me.
Excited to be here.
Well, you're back with a new show here, Filthy Fortunes. Can you tell the listeners a bit about the new show?
Yeah, so if you knew me on Hoarders, we clean the messiest houses in the country, and now we sell all the stuff that we find. So it's a really exciting, honestly, we find treasure in people's houses, and it's really, really interesting and really dirty.
Filthy Fortunes, Sunday nights on the Discovery Channel, and from what I've seen, you guys, you're finding maybe the usual coins or baseball cards, but you've really got an eye for all sorts of weird stuff that's worth money.
Yeah, I mean, I've been cleaning houses for almost 25 years now, and of course, we definitely find cash. I mean, that's always really exciting. We find gold, which is surprising, but we always find gold. Guns are pretty normal, but man, we had a marble collection this season that was worth over $60,000. Marbles.
Yeah, I'm guessing this show is going to make a lot of people out there itchy to head to the attics and barns and start digging for stuff. I guess you never know what Grandpa might have left stowed away someplace.
Well, yeah, I mean, you think about it, we're digging up stuff from the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and that's 50-plus years ago. And I mean, we found everything from an old Atari 2600 all the way up to a Picasso. So, I mean, you never really know what you're going to find in a house, and sometimes it's worth a ton of money, and sometimes it's not worth anything. And we see both of that this season.
Well, Matt, how do you find the people whose collections you go through? Is it just people who need help cleaning their clutter out, or do you usually know that they have something maybe in there that is valuable?
Well, both. So we get requests all over the country. We're pretty well known. This is actually our job. It's not just a TV show. And so we do it all over the country. And families, right now, it's just a ton of families inheriting houses from like their grandparents and their parents. And the houses are full, and the adult children they're busy. I mean, we're all really busy these days, and so they don't have time to clean it out, and they really just don't have a clue what they have. And so, we've built this business over 20 years where really just word of mouth, and people reach out to us every single day. And then we look at the pictures and the videos, and we know, I can tell you in 5 minutes if you got anything. I mean, I know right away. I at least know right away, is it worth going and cleaning the house? Because we don't get paid until we sell all the stuff. So we're taking a pretty big risk. And that's what you'll see on the show. You'll see us saying, all right, well, I got a hunch that Mustang's worth a lot of money. And then it's kind of like a blind date, right? You think it's going to be great, and then you get there and you're like, well, maybe not, or maybe so. And so you're definitely taking a risk, but it's very exciting, I'll tell you that.
Excellent. Again, Matt Paxton's with us, and we're talking about the new show, Filthy Fortunes, Sunday nights on the Discovery Channel. And a lot of the listeners know you from your years on the show Hoarders, and it seems like Filthy Fortunes is a show that you can focus maybe more on cleaning and finding valuables and not worry so much maybe about the psychological issues dealing with hoarding disorder.
Yeah, I mean, I think we covered that in 15 seasons, like we didn't need to keep revisiting that. This one was really, Discovery came to me and said, hey, let's find a positive fun, is there a positive fun side of this? And I said, well, yeah, I mean, we actually are able to uncover a lot of cool items for families. And, sometimes it's worth, $100,000. And sometimes it's just a really good story. But either way, that's a really positive thing for the family. I mean, we were able to find out some incredible things about family members just simply because we were uncovering items in the back of a closet or, up in the attic or in some barn in the backyard.
Well, I wanted to ask you what got you into this line of work. I know from experience with some of my own family members, it sounds like maybe a fun treasure hunt to go through a hoarded house, but, often it's just a lot of garbage and mummified rodents and stuff like that.
Yeah, and luckily I like that stuff. I mean, it was a family experience, right? Like I had to clean out both my grandfather's farms when I was a kid. They both died when I was 24. And my grandfather, I was cleaning one of the guy's houses, and he said to me when he was alive, he said, if something sucks, do it as a job because other people will pay you to do it. And he was totally right. And that has been my business plan for 25 years. I just do the work that the families don't really want to do. And so, we got really well known for doing the messiest places. And now we've really found for this job, it's perfect, because the messier the house, the more likely it is to find some pretty cool treasures. And it really is, it really is a treasure hunt. I mean, we had we were cleaning out an old milk churner, one of those big metal milk churners, like a colonial milk churner. So it was like 200 years old. And I was cleaning it up, and I picked it up, and I knew this thing was worth like $500-600. And it had the wooden top on it, which it never has. Those are always broken and decayed. So when it has all the pieces, I know it's worth more. Well, we went to take the wooden top off, and like 20 rats jumped out of that thing and ran all over us. And so for us, that's a funny Tuesday. I think for a lot of people, they quit, right? And but that's the kind of stuff we do every day, and I think that's what makes the show exciting. Is you never know like where a rat's going to jump out, where there are going to be snakes. I mean, we had one lady, like the thing that really concerns me is when I don't see any rats, like at all. If this, they're like, oh, the house has been empty 20 years, and I don't see any rats or any mice, that means there's a big snake somewhere in the house. And so I have to ask those questions, like, do you have a big snake? They're like, well, we did 10 years ago when we lost them. Well, that's alarming to me, because I'm going to find them in a speaker or, somewhere in the house, sometime during the cleanout. So we're always looking. We're looking for treasures, and then we're looking for danger too.
Sure. Well, and how often is it happening? I mean, it's very disheartening to find items that would be worth a fortune, maybe, if the rats didn't gnaw on them, or, a leaky roof didn't get to it first. And that's got to be tough when you come upon that. Yeah,
I mean, where that plays out now is on vinyl. Someone will think they have this incredible vinyl record collection, and then they do, but it's in the garage. And it's all melted and wilted, and so it's not worth anything. And I mean, we have found like old Beatles albums, the original Thriller, some really incredible vinyl that would be worth thousands of dollars, but because it was stored in the wrong place, it's not worth anything.
Well, Matt, I know you're the founder of Clutter Cleaner. Can you talk a little bit about that, and maybe where the listeners might be able to find you if maybe they could use some help?
Yeah, so if you've got a big old house, you need help cleaned out, you see us on the show doing what you need, you just go to cluttercleaner.com. We've got teams all over the country, and this is what we do. I mean, we really love doing it. We help families empty out their house, and I think the show really shows it perfectly. I mean, you'll see families call us, they don't know what to do, the house is full, and then we go in, we clean everything out, a bunch of really weird and interesting people come and buy it, and you're going to be shocked what the stuff sells for, and sometimes what it doesn't sell for. And then at the end of the show, you got an empty house that you can sell or move into. And then I get to send the family a big old check or sometimes it's a big wad of cash. And it's a really fun, exciting show. And, we're helping families all over the country, but we really just want to make sure people watch this show Sunday night. I think you'll really enjoy it, and it'll make you start talking to your family. Like, what do we have in that old barn? Like, what do we have in Grandma's attic? And man, those Beanie Babies actually aren't worth anything. That's good to know. We really want families to watch and see it and experience and have fun.
Excellent. Matt, I've been watching you for years, and I know Hoarders was a huge success, and I'm sure Filthy Fortunes will be as well. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it, man.
Dude, thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate it, man.
Again, that was Matt Paxton. You could see him on the new show Filthy Fortunes, Sunday nights on the Discovery Channel.